The wingback will be Troy Avey. He is 5'8", 155-pound senior. The fullback will be Jim Rogers, 5'10", 190-pound senior, and the halfback is John Brolowski. He is 5'11", 175-pound junior. The center is Mike Bimbowski. He is a 5'10", 185-pound senior. The two guards are Steve Gretzky. He is 5'9", 170-pound junior, and Dan Hall, 5'11", 165-pound senior. The tackles are Tom Lilla. He is 6', 175-pound junior, and John Retchner. He is 6'2", 190-pound junior. One of the ends, a very kid that's brought lots of passes in the CWCC, is Dennis Doherty. He is 5'10", 160-pound senior, and the other end will be Glenn Leary. He is 5'10", 170-pound senior. For the Columbus High School Dons, on offense will be the Kennedy boys. At the ends will be Kevin Kennedy, 6'3", 180-pound senior, and Kelly will be the right end. The left tackle will be the Joe Mikulski, 6'2", 195-pound senior, or Darryl Martin, 5'11", 200-pound senior. The right tackle is Pat Krause. He is 6'2", 200-pound junior, and he may not start. They may be Mikulski and Martin at those spots. The left guard is Kevin Merkel, 5'8", 150-pound senior, and Lyle Lang will be the right guard, 5'9", 220-pound junior. Greg Sebastian, 5'9", 190-pound junior, will be starting at center. The backfield, Brian Morgan, 6', 185-pound junior, is the quarterback. John Radinger, the fullback, is 5'9", 155-pound senior. The tailback is Rob Wagner, 6', 165-pound junior, and the wingback is Larry Olson, 6', 170-pound senior. The Columbus High School Dons defensively will be starting Olson, Kevin Harmon, John Radlinger, Eric Fernbach, Rob Redowitz, Pat Cross, Kelly Kennedy, Kevin Kennedy, Dick Stevens, John Olson, and Rick Clone. The work, I would say, on our defensive team has been something to behold in the conference this year. On defense, they're right behind Aquinas by a tenth of a point defensively, and I think we get superb play across the line, but these two tackles of ours, Krause and Harmon, have done an outstanding job. It does make the work of the linebackers just a little bit easier, but Rod Redowitz, John Radinger have done a truly outstanding job at the linebackers this year. What we're going to look for in this game? Well, we're going to look for lots of traps up the middle, and that can be deceiving. Of course, our team has a little bit of experience now. It's the last game of the year. We've got a few seniors in there. We should be able to stop that. They've got a very good runner in this boy Rogers. He's carried the ball more than anybody in the CWCC this year. He's had his hands on the ball from scrimmage. I do believe here, I can check my stats here. Okay, he's 106 times for 394 yards, which is a 3.71 average, but the guy with the best average for them is John Brolowski. He hasn't carried the ball as much, but he's got a 5.7 average for them. The three backfield starters for the Columbus High School Dons have all averaged 5 yards plus from scrimmage running-wise this year. That is Robbie Wagner and John Radlinger and Larry Olson. Rob has carried the ball 71 times, John Radlinger 67 times, and Larry Olson 36 times. Larry did miss a couple games there. I don't know if those were conference games or not. One of them could have been a conference game, but it's kind of a interesting stat that all three backs are averaging just over 5 yards a carry. And I think that's one of the things that has made the passing game so effective, not taking anything away from Brian Morgan. He's probably one of the better passes we have seen in some time. Now we have our national anthem by the Pacelli High School Band. times as many people at the game tonight from Marshfield as we have from Stevens Point. We're kind of pleased to have in our booth with us tonight is the Columbus High School cross-country coach, Paul Rozak. And Joe, you can get into that story. He just got back from Milwaukee for the state meet.
Right, and here's the results. The Columbus boys team placed second in Class B behind Wausau Newman. Newman at 44, Columbus 79. Mike Schuler 4th, Mike Hackman 5th, Jim Mazza 16th, Brian Hittle 19th, and Mark Hackman 35th. They totaled up to 79 for that Columbus second place. Congratulations to Coach Rozak and that team on that finish. And he'll be on at halftime to talk about that, so keep the stats short. The girls team finished 14th out of 18.
They keep the stats short. What do you want? Or Jimmy the Greek I stood in there?
Jimmy the Greek, huh? We need a ring for him. Pacelli's going to kick it off. John Reckner will do the kicking. Back deep for the Columbus Dons. Larry Olson and Rob Wagner back on the 10-yard line. Reckner advances on the football and gets off an end over end boot that will be taken by John Radlinger at the 20-yard line. To the 25, Radlinger to the 30. And up the middle, stopped at the 32-yard line. Relatively good field position for the Columbus Dons to start this ball game. Let's call it the 31. And Columbus will have junior Brian Morgan at quarterback. In the backfield, seniors Larry Olson and John Radlinger and junior Rob Wagner. They send Kelly Kennedy out wide to the right, Kevin Kennedy wide left. And in motion comes Rob Wagner toward the near side of the field. Quarterback draw, Brian Morgan. He's got pretty good yardage out across to the 35-yard line. Before he is wrapped up on the delay, Morgan picks up about 4 yards. It'll be 2nd and 6. Ball just beyond the 35-yard line.
One thing about Pacelli, they know how to defend against Columbus. Soderberg is really, he's not listed as a coach, but he does an awful lot of coaching down here. And this is the game they want. Believe me, they want it.
Hand off to Wagner, sweeping to the right. Robbie's in trouble. He's going to be hit back on the 33-yard line. Rob full off.
Just what I got through saying. They know they really stacked that baby up all the way. Just a great play by the defenders of the boys from Pacelli, and I think he's going to lose about, just about 4 on the play, right?
Back to the 32-yard line. Ken Ewell made the tackle. 3rd down and 9 for the Dons. It's taken this team a while to get on track this time. And Morgan's back to pass, stumbling. Brian almost goes down. He'll be stopped. Back on the 22-yard line. Well, Brian stumbled coming out from under center, and by the time he regained his balance, Pacelli had people all over him. And the first series is one that Coach Walt Kroll would like to forget. A 9-yard loss on that sack. 4th and 18 coming up. And there may not be many fans here from Pacelli, but they're loud.
They're loud is right. We're right with them.
Back to punt, Brian Morgan for the Dons. Pacelli's going to rush 9 people and got pretty good pressure on it. It's not a good kick. Wobbly one that will bounce on the 45, take a Columbus roll out to about the 47-yard line where Kelly Kennedy will down it. They'll say at the 47 is where Pacelli will take over. So the Cardinals with outstanding field position.
Well, they got the first break of the game. Of course, they made their break by playing just excellent defense on the Dons down there. Brian Morgan did slip, but the guards didn't give him. They could have blocked somebody on that play, but both guards missed their block, and that is what helped that play go.
Split backfield behind junior quarterback Jeff Soderberg. He's a southpaw. They send Troy Avey in motion to the near side and hand it off to Braleski up the middle. And there's that quick hitter you talked about, Del, down to about the 44. Pickup.
I think you got to the 45. You got about 2.
2nd and 8 coming up for Pacelli. Looks like they're going to rotate the ends. Ken Ewell coming out. Joe Higgins going in. Higgins a senior. Ewell is a junior. 2nd and 8 for Pacelli. Pitch. John Valesky sweeping to the right. And he's stopped at the line of scrimmage. Pat Krause and Eric Fehrenbach made the tackle for the Dons. As Zalewski had no running room there, might have picked up half a yard. Let's call it third and about 7 yards to go from the 44.
Well, now we'll see. We were told before the game they do go into the shotgun at times, and let's see if they go into it on the first pass play.
Bring out wide to the left for Pacelli, Dennis Doherty. Send the man in motion. And Soderberg is back to pass. Pressure on from behind. He's blindsided and sacked. Larry Olson coming from the blind side. Sacked Soderberg back on the Pacelli 47-yard line. Big play by Larry. A loss of 9. 4th and 16, and the Cardinals are going to have to kick it back. Looks like it's going to be one of those.
It's going to be one of those
Pacelli-Columbus jobs.
Dog-eat-dog affairs.
Back to do the kicking for Pacelli is Randy Reed. They'll make it Brolewski. Brolewski will kick it, and it's taken down on the 24-yard line. And one of the Pacelli players tackled Rick Clone down there. Rick called for a fair catch. Well, Columbus starts on the 24, 1st and 10.
This is supposed to be the leading punter in the CWCC this year. This kid's got a 38, almost a 40-point yard average at Reed.
No, that wasn't Reed. It was Brolewski who kicked it. That was surprised. Morgan brings him up. He sends Olson the wing back on the right side, and they hand it off to Rodlinger up the middle. And John's got good running room out near the 30-yard line before he's brought down. As he picks up close to 6 yards on that carry. Going to the left offensive side. 2nd and 4.
We may forget about that sweep for a little bit, because they're really ready for Robbie Wagner. All these teams kind of key on Rob, but after a little bit, that makes Larry Olson's counter a little bit more effective. Morgan will hand it to Rodlinger again. And John's got the first down at the 35-40. And he's up near midfield before he's brought down. Fine run by Rodlinger. Coming out of the backfield. Greg Sebastian threw a big block to spring it. And a pickup of 20 on the play for John. Yeah, they had a hole there, Joe, and he knew where to go. That would have been a Larry Olson or a Robbie Wagner. That would have been a touchdown, but John kind of slipped about the 45-yard line and just couldn't pick up the steam anymore. Wagner is flanked on the left side, and the handoff to Larry Olson sweeping to the left. Larry's got a little bit of running room to the 45 before he's dragged down. 5-yard pickup for Olson. Making the tackle, Mike Brecky. For Pacelli coming up from the defensive secondary, and it's 2nd and 5. For the Dons, the 45. Columbus had trouble getting the offense going the first series. But this time they're moving the ball very well. Some good holes. 2nd and 5. Morgan will hand it off to Olson coming around on the counter, and he's going to be hit for a loss. Back on the 46-yard line. Well, Pacelli smelled that one out well. It took a while to develop. Reckner getting off the bottom of the pile. I think you called it dirt, Joe. That took too long to get going. Pacelli defense was stacking them up, and they just couldn't make a dent in it. Oh, we got our second pass play. The first time they really got on Brian Morgan. Brian didn't have a chance to throw the ball. A little bit better press protection this time, because this kid can throw the ball if you give him some protection. 3rd and 6. And Morgan is back again to throw. Good protection this time. He's throwing long for Kelly Kennedy, and there's 2 Cardinals down there, and they knocked it down. Kelly slipped at the 15-yard line. I don't know if he slipped or stumbled over their feet down there. But anyway, it didn't go. And you really couldn't call a penalty there. Although Kelly did go down, and I'm sure there are some fans. I didn't see a short receiver on that play, Joe. Everybody was long. That surprised me. I thought we might be going for the first down instead of the bomb. Well, very well defended by the Pacelli Cardinals, but Brian had lots of time to pass that time. Troy Avey and Glenn Leary back deep to receive Brian Morgan's anticipated kick here. Brian gets off a nice end-over-end job, but Leary will take it to 15. He'll give a little ground, trying to get to the outside, and he's shoved down on the 14-yard line.
Tremendous coverage by the Dons. Rod Rederath, Robbie Wagner, and Kevin Kennedy down there. And Pacelli starts deep in their own end at the 14-yard line. Well, it's something we've seen all year. The kick game can be quite a weapon.
Yes, it can. I'll say that Brian's average is 29, but I do about 29. But he's got him off when he's really needed him.
Jeff Soderberg sends a man out wide to the right. Soderberg will hand it off to Belleski. Trap play up the middle, up to the 16-yard line. Pickup of about 2, and Rod Rederath made the tackle on Belleski, a junior. 2nd and 8 for Pacelli. As Ewell and Higgins again flip-flopping, coming in with the plays from offensive coordinator Don Soderberg.
You see how deep John Olson is playing the safety man?
He is way back. A draw play up the middle to Jim Rogers, and he's stopped after about 2 more. Onto the 18-yard line. All kinds of Columbus people in on that tackle. Rod Rederath again, along with Pat Krause and Kevin Harmon. Is there any tackles that Rederath hasn't been in yet?
Yeah, I don't know.
He has been all over the place. 3rd and about 6 at the 18.
If I remember Pacelli, Joe, they used to use that slanting pass quite a bit, just beyond the, over the line of scrimmage, I should say.
There it is. Soderberg back to pass, square out, and it's caught at the 26-yard line, and going down hard is Dennis Doherty. And he's got a first down for the Pacelli Cardinals at the 26. Rick Fones over there to make the tackle. Simple square off pattern and an 8-yard gain for Pacelli, and they have a first down. Their first of the game.
Well, he was open, and Jeff hit him. I still want to say Brad, but it's Jeff this year. He hit him right on the numbers.
Jeff Soderberg sets them in an I formation this time. They fake the pitch and give it on a wingback around, and nothing doing for the runner ball carrier Troy 80, and he might have lost the yard. Ball marked up 26, no gain on the play. It'll be 2nd and 10. Now they're in the shotgun for the first time, and Soderberg's back to pass. Soderberg's looking long. He's got a man going down the sidelines, but he overthrew him. John Belleski at midfield was open, but Soderberg overshot, and it'll be 3rd and 10.
This frightens me, this shotgun, I'll tell you that.
Well, we saw it from McDonald.
Yeah, it's a tough thing to defend, really. We get burned on these things once in a while. It's just amazing the way the Dons handle it against McDonald.
Well, it's difficult when teams are doing other things, too.
Yeah, that's right.
To try and, adjust.
He's back in the shotgun again.
Here they go. Soderberg rolling out to his right. He's a left-handed thrower. He's in trouble. He's going to have to run with it. Kevin Harmon wraps him up at the 16-yard line, and down goes Jeff Soderberg. Well, he had nowhere to go. That was a designed run.
It was a designed run, I hope, because the guy running like that to his right with a left-handed passer, there's no way he's going to throw that ball.
And it'll be a 10-yard loss, and Pacelli, after picking up a first down, is going to have to kick it away here as the Dons defense stiffens. And the most punting duels we've had this year, Brian Morgan's come out on top sooner or later. John Belleski in to do the kicking. Good rush by the Dons, but he gets off a low kick that will bounce on the 40-yard line, take the Pacelli roll, and Kevin Kennedy watches it go into Columbus territory at the 47-yard line, but the Dons will start at the 47. In comparison, they started their last drive on the 24-yard line and their first drive on the 31. So Columbus picks up good field position here. No score, 2:43 to go in the first period.
I guess, Joe, so far it's everything we thought it would be. Quite a defensive battle.
Morgan brings him out of the huddle. Everybody in tight now. Larry Olson goes in motion to the far side of the field. Handoff, Ralph Wagner countering back to midfield across to the 45-yard line. Good run. That time by Ralph Wagner. Mike Brecky made the tackle. Back at the 45-yard line. An 8-yard pickup. Lyle Lang and Kevin Kennedy with the big blocks to bring that 8-yard gain.
Well, the hole seems to be up the middle. Straight ahead stuff.
Columbus a little bit bigger than Pacelli up the middle, I believe. Handoff to Radlinger's got a good hold, cuts back, goes down inside the 40, inside the 35. Down to the 32-yard line. Daryl Martin made the big block there. And it'll be 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line. A lot of guys throwing blocks out there tonight.
Trying to catch our tackles numbers out there. Joe Mikulski, I see, is out.
Morgan hands it off to Wagner sweeping. Robbie cuts back. He's down to the 29-yard line, and I'll tell you, he should have been hit for a loss.
Yeah, but he got that on his own.
He picked up 4 yards where he should have got none. Down to about the 29 and the 2nd and 6. That's the kind of effort Columbus has come up with all season long. That's how you get to be 9-0, I guess. Don Soderberg's fun to watch on the sideline. He's all over the place. And he won't have a voice left by the end of the first half. Larry Olson goes in motion. Handoff goes to Wagner, and he delays, and he's got good running room down to about the 26. As Rob picks his way for 3 more. Ken Ewell made the tackle, along with John Reckner.
Daryl Martin's playing the other tackle spot, the left tackle, I might. He's next to Kevin Merkel on the other side. Joe Mikulski's playing the tackle on the right side of the line. We've got in the game right now at one of our ends comes back in with the play is Kevin Connaughty. So we've got the 2 Connaughty boys out there now playing the ends. Tom Krause is alternating. Tom Nicolai.
3rd and 3. And the handoff goes to Rob Wagner, sweeping to the right. He's got the first down inside the 20. Nearly breaks free and stopped at the 15-yard line. Troy Abey made a touchdown-saving tackle for Pacelli. 11 yards on the gain for Wagner. And the Dons are on the march.
Walt Crow is going to make that sweep work. You're going to make it work, boys. So that's our bread and butter. Now they got Tom Nicolai in the game. And Kelly Kennedy goes out.
1st and 10 at the 15-yard line for the Columbus Dons. Nicolai at the right end position. Morgan will hand it off on the counter to Larry Olson. He's dragged down by Reckner in the backfield.
Just a good job by this Reckner kid. He came from the left-hand side to make that tackle. So they're letting him come through. Supposed to trap him, but Larry didn't make anything on it. He lost a couple inches maybe.
And that's going to be the end of the first period. And our score, Columbus nothing, Stevens Point-Pacelli nothing.
Members of the Marshfield Sportscasters Club include O'Brien Skelly Service, corner of Arnold and North Central, home of the Lifetime Muffler, offering personalized service for you and your car. Country Kitchen, Marshfield South Side, open 24 hours, 7 days a week. Breakfast served anytime. Stop in after the next game you attend for a bite to eat. Merkel Electric Company, 103 South Maple, serving the Marshfield area over 60 years in residential, commercial, and industrial wiring. And Marshfield Homes, manufacturers of America's best housing value.
Back at Durkee Field at Stevens Point, Joe Orella and Del Connaughty. And Del, what are the dimensions on this Reckner? He's been all over the field.
Reckner was number 76. He's 190 pounds, 6'2 boy. He's making his presence felt out there. Fine ball player.
2nd and 11 for Columbus. Rob Wagner goes in motion toward the 5 side of the field. Morgan is back to pass. And the pass is in and out of the hands of Larry Olson down on the 15-yard line.
Larry had it in his hands. He was hit at the same time, but it wouldn't have been much of a gain anyway because well defended against.
They did have good coverage on the play, and it'll be 3rd and about 11 coming up. Just underway here in the 2nd quarter. No score. Larry Olson goes wide to the right. Kevin Kennedy split out to the left. And Morgan is back to pass. Straight drop back. No play action. And pressure is put on and Brian goes down.
Just not handling him. That's all that's to it. That takes you out of field goal range right there.
Steve Retzky got in to make the tackle at the 28-yard line. So Brian takes a loss of 12 on that play.
He's lost 18 yards so far tonight, but that's too bad because that takes, we're going to try it, I guess. Oh, maybe not. I don't see Dick Stevens out there, but it does take him out of field goal range.
They'll probably punt. I can't imagine that, but they brought in about 4 new people, and Morgan's going to drop back into punt formation. From the 28-yard line, Columbus is going to kick, and here you certainly want a coffin corner job, but Pacelli doesn't even set anybody back.
Boy, he gets a long one off, too.
And that one is going to hit inside the 5-yard line and takes a Columbus roll back out toward the pin, and Pacelli's going to start at about the 7-yard line as Kelly Kennedy was there to down it. So, a beautiful job by Walt Kroll to punt in that instance, and for Brian Morgan to get the good bounce. They mark it at the 9-yard line.
I thought it was going to go in the end zone when it left his foot.
Sure looked like it, but it got up there and hung up there nicely.
Well, Columbus missed a scoring opportunity there, Joe. He'd like to come out of that with 3.
Soderberg will fake to his fullback and keep it himself, and he got nothing. No gain for Jeff Soderberg on the play, and it'll be second down and about 10 yards to go. As he faked the handoff to his fullback and then bellied back, tried to go off the left guard, and Pat Krause was there waiting. Second and long for Pacelli, deep in their own end. They fake to the fullback and hand it off to Pulaski, and he is dropped immediately.
Kevin Hammond just had him wrapped up fast.
And they mark the ball on about the 9-yard line again, I believe. So it's third and about 10 yet. Pacelli way deep in their own end. And the Columbus defense, as tough as it has been all year long, certainly would like to hold them back there and get that ball back in good field position. Soderberg sends the receiver wide to the left, and he's back to pass, looking for that man, and it's caught. It's Dennis Doherty, but he's only going to pick up about 3 yards, well short of the first down. Now let's make it Kenny Ewell on the tackle, on the catch. Out to the 14-yard line, but 4th and 5 for Pacelli. They're going to kick it away. John Pulaski do the punting. A little bit of pressure, but Pulaski gets out a low line drive kick that will be taken by Kevin Kennedy. He dropped the ball and a pick. Pacelli recovers. At the 45-yard line, Cardinals are saying they have it, and they do. Glenn Leary got down to make the recovery. Boy, Dallas, that is shades of 4 years ago.
Yeah, you're right. This is something, there's a pattern forming here. Boy, look at where they are now on the 45-yard line. Just a mistake, and a mistake could cost any team the game here. Or a break.
Nearly exactly the same spot in the field, too.
Yeah.
Jeff Soderberg, quick pitch going out to Jim Rogers, and he's got good running room out across midfield for about 7 to the 48.
Biggest gain from scrimmage for Pacelli for the night, and it takes something like that to fire a team up, and they're fired up right now. So the Dons, let's get on track here now and start playing some. I guess you got it, buddy. Play some football here.
2nd and 3 as Columbus defense has got to come through and stop a fired up Pacelli unit right now. And the pitch goes out to Rogers going to the left end. He's close to first down yardage at about the 45-yard line.
I tell you, that pitch out was almost intercepted by Kelly Kennedy over there.
And it was Kevin who made the tackle, Kevin Kennedy. Looked like Rogers was going to get good yardage, but Kevin came up and filled that hole. And it's going to be third down and less than a yard. Well, they're going to measure. That close to a first down, although it appears they're just a bit short.
I think they're about 3 inches short, because I'm right in line with it, Joe, unless there's a little bit of a kink in the old chalk mark.
Yeah, you're right. Just a hair short. At the 45-yard line in Columbus Dons territory. Pacelli with their best field position of the night.
Don't be a bit surprised, Joe, to see a pass on this one. Knowing Don Soderberg. I've seen it before. He tried that draw play down there before. It didn't work, but John Olsen is playing for a trick play. He's so far, but he's 15 yards deep all the time tonight, so they're looking for something razzle-dazzle or something. He never plays that deep. Never.
Soderberg keeps it himself, and he's got the first down. Down to about the 43-yard line. And a 1st and 10 for Pacelli. Second first down of the night for the Cardinals. 8 minutes to go.
The Cardinals are really fired up right now. That fumble just gave them a good shot in the arm. The Dons need something like that to get them a little bit on track.
Soderberg will hand it off to Valesky, and he's upended as he got to the line of scrimmage. John Radlinger going underneath, cuts the legs out from under Valesky, and John fell forward for about 1 yard, but it'll be 2nd and 9. Good defense by John Radlinger.
So I mentioned before the game, we may be a little bit too tight, because this team really wants this football game so bad. They want to be undefeated to get that conference championship all alone. And it may take them, maybe this quarter you have to get on track. I don't know.
Soderberg, a quick slant in pattern in and out of the hands of Dennis Doherty at the 35-yard line. He threw that ball very hard, and Doherty did not hang on to it.
I've been looking for that one all night long, that quick slant pass, because they like to throw that one.
They really do.
Well, this would be the time to pick one off.
3rd and 9. That quick slant pass has been in the arsenal for a long time over here. 3rd and 9. Shotgun. Soderberg will throw, and this one is taken on one hop down on the 32-yard line by Doherty as Soderberg underthrew it, and it'll be 4th down.
Unlike that last week over at Eau Claire, bounced over John Radlinger's head and it went for an interception.
On the first hop, right?
Yeah.
You never know.
Boy, don't drop it again. Give him a big break there. Just don't handle it. I guess that's the answer.
John Valesky to kick. Gets a good snap. A little bit of pressure. Beautiful. That will bounce on the goal line and take the Pacelli hop. And it'll go into the end zone. Yeah. A touchback as Leary almost got down there to down it on about the foot line.
Good kick.
And Columbus gets the break there. They'll take over at the 20-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Dons. 7:11 remaining.
Well, the last time the Dons had the ball, they really had a tremendous drive going, and they got down to the 15-yard line, but they tried Larry Olsen on a count. No, they tried a first down. They didn't make anything. I think it was Larry Olsen's counter, and they didn't make anything on it. And so then they had to go for the pass, and it just didn't work.
Well, let's see if Columbus can get it rolling here from down to the 20-yard line. A handoff, a delay, and a loss of 1 for Larry Olsen.
I tell you, their tackles, Lilla in there, and these boys are just they're just handling us tonight around that line of scrimmage. Was that Olsen that time?
Robbie Wagner.
I thought it was Robbie Wagner.
2nd and 11 at the 19. Ryan Morgan brings him up. And he calls a timeout. He saw something he didn't like there. And with the 6:35 to go in the first half, the score, Columbus nothing and Pacelli nothing.
Members of the Marshfield Sportscasters Club include the Marwood Motor Inn on Marshfield's growing north side, meeting rooms for up to 125 persons, and offering transportation to and from the clinic. Great Plains Gas Company, corner of Peach and Arnold. Insulate with blown mineral wool. Warms in the winter, cools in the summer. Appliance troubles? Call Bob Eckes at Bob's Appliance Service. He'll return it to working condition at a cost that's reasonable. See Jan Jansen at Tidy Car, North Central Avenue, and treat your car, truck, or van to the protection of Preserva-Shot. At Roma Home Corporation, builders of 5 mobile homes.
Back at Gerke Field, Walt Kroll called the timeout. 2nd and 11. For the Dons, 19. Walter must have saw something that wasn't quite right.
I saw Robbie Wagner go out and they're working on him on the bench on the other side. I'm trying to catch the number of the boy that came in there for him. And probably be Cricket, wouldn't you guess it to be?
Well, they line up in a spread formation this time for Columbus. Morgan will keep it on a quarterback draw, and he's stopped after a gain of 1.
Pat Stengel came in for him.
Mike Retzky made the tackle. Pat Stengel, did he play last week, Del?
Yeah, he got the game on defense. Robbie's coming back in, so it might be an equipment repair.
But that would be the first action he's seen all year.
Yeah, he played defense last week. yesterday towards the end of the game. He got racked up with a shoulder in practice before the first game.
3rd and 10 for the Dons at the 20-yard line. And Morgan will hand it off to Larry Olson, sweeping to the right, 25. He's got the first down out across the 30 to the 33. That opened up very well as Lyle Lang and Daryl Martin got out there and threw some big blocks. And a first down for the Dons, running on 3rd and 10 down deep in their own territory. They pick it up. And Tom Sankey made the tackle. 1st and 10 at the 33. And the handoff goes to Robbie Wagner, sweeping to the right. Robbie cuts back to the 35, 40, and out across the 40 to about the 41 before Pacelli's able to corral him. Fine run by Wagner. And the tackle made by Mike Retzky. 2nd and about 2 at the 41-yard line.
Oh, we can gain yardage, Joe, between the 20s, but we've got to get in that end zone. We're getting down to the near halftime. 5 minutes and 9 seconds left and no score in the ball game. That's in the first half, I might add.
And Morgan on 2nd and 2 will hand it off again to Wagner. Rob cuts back at the 45, midfield, breaks the tackle, one man to beat. The Hayes dropped down from behind at the 36-yard line. As Pacelli's defensive back Sankey was there, and it looked like Rob was going to cut away from him and possibly go all the way. But he was brought down from behind by Big Reckner. Lang and Martin again with the big block.
I thought he had it that time. I really did.
Looked like it.
Yeah, I thought he had it.
1st and 10 at the 36 for Columbus.
Well, I tell you, Pacelli is playing a lot of men in the back, so they're playing a 4-man line right now
with 4 linebackers. And off to Wagner up the middle, and Robbie's got good running room again. Really gets popped as he gets inside the 30 to about the 28-yard line. And it'll be 2nd down and about 2 yards to go. Second and 2 for Columbus. At the 28-yard line, as you mentioned, Del, Columbus has been able to move the football. No points to show for it yet. It'd be nice to stick one in before halftime. Handoff, Radlinger, and he's tripped up, but he's down about a yard short of the first, I believe. Tripped up at the 27-yard line. And it'll be 3rd and about 1. A big play coming up.
You betcha, there's a big play.
And this Reckner is really doing a great job.
He's a good guy. He's a good football player. That's quite obvious.
He plays at their left end position on defense. And Morgan hands it off to Radlinger up the middle, and John's got him up for the first down inside the 25-yard line. Jim Rogers made the tackle on him. But first down for the Dons, all just inside the 25-yard line. 3:20 to go in the first half. No score from Durkee Field and Stevens Point. Really done a job on this play.
Oh, this is a beautiful layout right now.
Didn't used to be. Hand off to Wagner, sweeping back to the 20-yard line, down inside the 15, spinning down to the 12-yard line. Rob Wagner, super run. Ken Ewell made the tackle, and Mikulski and Merkel got out in front and came up with the big block.
Well, I'll tell you, there was some beautiful blocking there. They're going to their right now, and we talk about this big Reckner, but that's where they're running at, right? They're at that big boy, Joe, and Joe Mikulski is the kid that's doing the job on him over there.
1st and 10 at the 12 for the Columbus Dons. As Morgan will hand it to Roddinger. Big haul off right tackle, and John is down close to the 5-yard line. And again, it's Rogers tripping him up from behind. They'll mark it at the 7. Pick up a 5. 2nd and 5 from the 7-yard line. Reckner's coming out of there now for Pacelli. Kevin Shabilsky goes in to replace him at that left end.
He's a 160-pound boy.
John Soderberg noticed that they're pushing him around over there. Hand off to Wagner up the middle. Big hole for Robbie. He's over. Touchdown. Robbie Wagner got a big hole up the middle and took it over from 7 yards out, and the Dons lead 6-0. Well, that was just a relentless march. 80 yards.
80 yards.
As it covered 12 plays, 11 plays. And Dick Stevens is on to tie the extra point. Ryan Morgan will hold. Good snap. Kick is on the way, and it is good. 2:05 to go in the first half, and the score. Marshfield-Columbus 7, Stevens Point-Pacelli nothing.
Members of the Marshfield Sportscasters Club include Town & Country Electric, electrical contractors for wiring needs, large or small. Joe Retzer at Retzer Oil Company, your standard oil jobber. Central Candy Company, Charlie Rest Jr. distributor, with a complete line of Old Dutch and delicious potato chips and snacks, plus nuts, gum, candy, and food snacks. Felker Brothers Corporation, supporting all youth activities. And Thorogood Credit Union, serving members and their families of the Marshfield Farmers Co-op and the Shoe Factory.
Back at Gerke Field, 2:05 to go in the first half, and Columbus has taken the lead, and we've seen this quite often. The Dons always seem to get it going about midway through the second period, come out with a score just before halftime. The Ron Colley game went just like this.
Yeah, Wyniff game.
Yeah.
They scored in the third period. I think Pacelli's going to score in this ball game, Joe. I think they can.
Dick Stevens will kick it off nice, end over end boot. That will be taken by Troy Abbey on the 15. The 20, 25, it got a little bit of a hole, but he wasn't able to get through it as it closed very quickly. As Kevin Kennedy made sure he didn't get much further. Rod Rederath as well down on the 27-yard line.
Well, we may see that shotgun with about 2 minutes left in this first half.
And here it is. Jeff Soderberg back into the spread formation. Minute 50 to go as he takes the snap. He's looking to throw, throws it out over on the right side, and it is caught. Making the catch is Dennis Doherty at the 38-yard line, or 37-yard line. It's going to be close to a first down. They're going to have to measure it, I believe. And now Mike Brecky comes into the lineup. He's their second-string quarterback.
We did shoot a fellow in, linebacker. The linebacker for Columbus is going to shoot on the monster side. Kozlowski, Larry Olsen was rushing that time, but he was rushing from the left-hand side, and Soderberg was kind of fading to his left-hand side. So he wasn't getting, he just couldn't get to him before he threw the ball.
Just short of the first down yardage.
Just inches again.
Let's call it second down and about a foot from the 37-yard line. Mike Brecky comes out wide to the right. As we mentioned, he's a quarterback, so we might see a little razzle-dazzle here. Soderberg will keep it on a quarterback sneak. Real razzle-dazzle out to the 39. First down for Pacelli. With a minute 30 to go. As the Cardinals break the huddle. Dons getting a touchdown on a 7-yard run by Rob Wagner. Soderberg back to pass, flips it out to Brecky. It's over his head.
Gets the ball. Could have been a lateral, I guess not.
It wasn't. The official was right on top of it, and he waved it off as incomplete right away. But yeah, anytime that ball is even close, you got to look for
slowed
it.
down. Kevin Kennedy kind of slowed down, but you just go after that ball because you never know what the official is going to call. It looked like it was supposed to be a screen pass, a sort of a screen pass. Don't you think so?
Well, I think if it was,
Mr. Rozak said,
if it was, they're setting up something for later on. Soderberg's in trouble. He breaks the tackle, and now Jeff's going to run with it. He's got a good block out at the 40-yard line of the 45, and Jeff is hammered down by Rob Rederath.
Should have been hit. Eric Sternbach had him back there.
Oh, boy, did Rederath pound him.
He got him good. Welcome to the game.
3rd and 3 at the 47-yard line. And Pacelli calls time with 59 seconds to go in the first half. The score, Columbus 7, Pacelli nothing.
Members of the Marshfield Sportscasters Club include J.N. Weigel Incorporated, your aluminum can recycling center. Open Monday and Friday, 1 to 3 p.m. Everyone benefits from a clean environment. Weir Oil, your friendly Texaco distributor at 1207 East 4th Street, featuring quality Texaco self-service gas for your car and Texaco fuel oil for your home. Brunswick James Lane, Central Wisconsin's finest bowling establishment. Marshfield Furniture, for famous brand name furniture by Sealy, Bassett, Richardson, all wood dining rooms and Pontiac chairs, Mastercraft and Lazy Boy. Bauer Supply, for the finest and complete roofing, siding, and blown-in insulation service.
Well, 59 seconds to go in the half. Pacelli faced with a third and about 3 yards to go from their own 47-yard line.
Well, Joe, it would have been a big sack that time. They had him in the backfield, and good running by Jeff Soderberg. Got away from Eric Fernbach, got away from another guy back there, and he picked up 7 yards on the play. So they got a third down now, and just about 2 yards to go.
They send double slot formation out. Soderberg in the shotgun, throws it off, and is caught by Doherty. First down yardage down at the Columbus 47-yard line. 6-yard gain for Pacelli as Soderberg throwing out of the shotgun to Doherty, his favorite receiver, for a first down. Stop the clock for an instant to set the chains, but now it's moving again. 49 seconds to go in the half. Pacelli trying to move it in here before the half and trying to even this thing up. Soderberg out of the shotgun again. Pressure being put on by...
That was a break there for us. So just the ball.
Slow getting up as John Olson really leveled him. And John is shaken up a bit on the sidelines, but he's all right. As Jeff Soderberg's down there to check him out. Soderberg lofted that one perfectly down the sidelines and went right over the hands of the Dons defender.
Well, Rick Sloan kind of understood. He did this in the game to the last game at Columbus at senior high in the field house. I can't think of the game he played, the game before last. And he kind of undershot the ball. I thought he might have been intercepted, but he just kind of misjudged it, went over his hands, his fingertips, and right into the hands of the boy. But luckily, he was out of bounds.
3rd and 10 and a bad snap. Soderberg picks it up on the first hop, and now Jeff throws it off. It's incomplete.
And boy, this kid over here was wide open.
And that was Joe Higgins. And it'll be 4th and 10.
Well, I would be surprised if they punted with 29 seconds left to go in the first half, but if they do, I surely hope we don't handle the ball.
Jeff Soderberg is going to punt.
This shotgun can drive you absolutely crazy.
John Bolewski's in the game to kick.
Don't handle the ball, John Olson back there.
Soderberg is the fullback. And they snap it to the punter. Bolewski takes his time, gets off a high spiraling kick. John Olson will let it go over his head. Takes a Pacelli hop and will be downed on the 10-yard line by Jim Rogers. 15 seconds left, and now the Dons have to be careful how they handle that ball. Don't want to give it up on a fumble or something down here on the 11-yard line with just 15 seconds left. And now they'll start the clock. We may not even see another play here.
No, we won't see another play, so I guess I can...
As Morgan comes from the sidelines with about 5 seconds left, they won't even come out of the huddle. And that's going to be the end of the first half of play. A very good high school football game so far. And our score at halftime, the Columbus Dons 7, Stevens Point-Pacelli nothing.
Now our halftime show. Highlights and statistics. A look back at the first half, a look ahead to the second. Sponsored in part by Marshfield Savings and Loan, Trading Post Homes, and the Central Wisconsin Coin Company.
Back at Gerke Field, Joe Orella with Del Connaughty. It's been a very well-played game so far, as it's 7-0. The Columbus Dons on top of Stevens Point-Pacelli. A defensive struggle, about as we had anticipated, I guess. as Columbus has moved the ball on occasions. However, they weren't able to put points on the board until late in the first half, scoring with just over 2 minutes to go on a Rob Wagner 7-yard run. We'll replay some of the highlights for you and check the statistics with Del Connaughty. We'll do that in a minute.
Did you know you can make money with the Tidy Car Shine? That's right, you can add hundreds of extra dollars to your trade-in value when you get Tidy Car's famous Preserve a Shine treatment. Let Tidy Car give you a free consultation on the appearance processes your car needs to increase its value substantially, with no obligation on your part. Just call ahead for your free consultation appointment. Get the protection you can trust from the people you know, Tidy Car, and make money with your Tidy Car Shine. Contact the friendly folks at Tidy Car today. You'll get the trade-in power of a Tidy Car Shine. The 1981 cars are looking better and more beautiful than ever before, and you'll probably be wanting one. To make sure your trade-in gives you the greatest return, trust to the tough and tidy treatment they're famous for. Just remember to call Tidy Car the next chance you get, and they'll be happy to go over your car and give you a free consultation. Add hundreds of dollars to your trade-in value with Tidy Car, North Central Avenue, Marshfield, and 1st Street North, Wisconsin Rapids.
Well, we're back at halftime, and the Columbus Dons with a shaky 7-0 lead. You never know with these two teams going at it. No matter what they're playing in, it's quite a rivalry. And when the football teams get together, it's always an all-out war. And we've seen about 24 minutes of that here in the first half. It's been a very good football game. The Dons were able to move the ball a couple of times, got it down to the Pacelli 16 at one point early in the second quarter, but Brian Morgan was sacked on a third down play there. However, the Dons then took it on the 20-yard line on their next possession and marched it 80 yards in 11 plays, climaxing with this play from Rob Wagner. And off to Wagner up the middle, big hole for Robbie. He's over, touchdown. Robbie Wagner got a big hole up the middle and took it over from 7 yards out, and the Dons lead 6-0. And Dick Stevens came on to add the extra point, and it's 7-0 Columbus here at halftime. And Del, you mentioned it. You think that Pacelli has the ability to score on this Columbus defense, although teams have had a lot of trouble doing that all season long.
Yeah, they have. They play an outstanding defense, but you put this ball up in the air often enough, and especially this shotgun, it is so hard to defend. And they're getting the pass off. We got to the passer the first time and haven't gotten really to him since. And the men are open. They're going to get open. And it's just a matter of time, I think. But I think we can score again, too. I really do, because our big men, especially on the right side, we can keep this game on the ground and score one more time. I don't care if it's 3 or if it's 7. I really think that we can win this ball game. But Pacelli is everything we thought they would. I don't care what their records are when you come down here or they come to Marshfield this last game of the year. It is an all-out battle, and it's the same thing down here tonight. And the Dons really want this game so badly they can taste it. And I think that's why it took us so long to get on track, because they want undisputed first place in their conference. And they're cinched to get a playoff berth for a game next week, Friday or Saturday. But it's nice to go in there undefeated. You don't want to go into a conference, into a playoff game with just coming off of a loss. So here are the stats for the first half, because I know Joe wants to get to Coach Paul Rozek with us up here tonight and talk about that cross-country meet down in Milwaukee today. The Columbus High School Dons had picked up 130 yards, all by rushing. Have attempted 2 passes and both incomplete. And that's a little bit unusual, because we've got to get that passing game on track, but they are really set up for the pass. They're playing a 4-man line. Looks like a pro set down there. And it's going to be hard to throw the pass, but it has now that the running game has gotten on track, and that will be, I think, help us in the long run. We punted 3 times in the ball game for a 24-point-yard average. And Joe, I might add right now, you're seeing a lot different game here tonight than you saw down here last night. There has not been a penalty on either team tonight. I was going to mention that. That is really something. I didn't think I had seen a flag. They're playing flawless football down there, and that is a compliment to both of these coaches and both of these teams. Okay, individually, Brian Morgan has carried the ball 4 times and got sacked for a 17-yard loss. First time he picked up 4 yards, but after that he really got bombed there. So that hurts. That hurts all the time. Okay, then Robbie Wagner has carried the ball 11 times for 82 yards, good average yard. John Redinger 6 times for 48, and Larry Olson has carried the ball 4 times for 17 yards. Now, Pacelli has picked up 9 yards rushing and 26 yards passing for a total of 35 yards in the first half. They've got 3 first downs. They've got 1 by rushing and 2 by passing. The Dons have 7 first downs, all by rushing. They've attempted 11 passes and completed 4. They've punted 5 times for a 35.8 average. Soderberg has carried the ball 6 times for a -8 yards. Rogers, a boy that carries the ball more for them than any other kid in their team. And in fact, he's carried the ball more this year than any kid in the conference. He's only had the ball 3 times in his first half for 12 yards. Orlowski's carried it 5 times for 5 yards, and Troy Abley has carried the ball once for no yards. So that's the story from here, Joe.
Okay, and as we mentioned, we have Coach Paul Rozak of the Columbus cross-country team up here with us, and let's run down how the Dons did in the cross-country meet today down in Milwaukee. They took part in the Class B race and finished second to Wausau Newman. Newman with 44, Columbus with 79, and the individual scoring for the Columbus boys team, Mike Schuler 4th, Mike Hackman 5th, Jim Moss was 16th, Brian Hittle 19th, and Mark Hackman 35th. The girls finished with 319 points, 14th out of 18 in a one-class girls race. And Coach Rozak, let's first of all talk a little bit about the girls race, in that it was the first ever with a girls race, right?
Certainly was, and the conversations of the coaches and what they'll be proposing is to move this into a 3-class race next year. And on the other hand, along with that, I felt as though our girls did very well in this particular run, in that we haven't had the best season as far as win-losses are concerned, and have had some difficult time staying out of the cellar in many different races. And I think that our girls overall had probably one of their finer days today, and we're always pleased with the good effort.
Okay, now let's talk a little bit about the boys' race. Second place in the state in Class B, and you knew that Newman was one of the teams to beat. Are you pleased with the effort?
We certainly are pleased with our fellas. I have to first of all say to Wausau Newman, as far as their particular team is concerned, they ran extremely well. As a matter of fact, I think they would have done very well in Class A. Changed their race strategy a little bit and got out in front, and that's something that they haven't done in the past, and I'm sure that they are very equally proud of their fellows and maybe even beaming. As far as our fellows are concerned, we probably ran a little bit better at our CWCC conference meet last weekend. But still, there were so many teams that were right in the thick of things, and we certainly have to acknowledge Mike Schuler's fine effort with a 4th place finish, and also Mike Hackman, that have run really well all season long, and really was out to show that they are 2 of the top 5 runners, certainly in the Class B state.
Looking at your team, they're all underclassmen. They'll all be back, right?
That's true, Joe, and I think that all of them realize how much fun it is to have some respect when you walk out on the course. And we still snap an awful lot of heads, especially at something like this, where the schools right around the Roncalli area and that really haven't had a chance to see us much more than at the first meet of the year. And right now they've established themselves as a team to reckon with, and certainly hanging together and getting in the summer miles and that type of thing coming back, and which I'm pretty sure that they're going to be able to do. We should be one of the teams to beat around this entire area.
Okay, looking at the score, Newman 44, Columbus 79. It doesn't really look that close on paper, but was it a close race in your estimation?
At the 2-mile mark, Joe, we were in a position where we could, defeat them if their fellows would have faded somewhat. And I say that simply because the first mile was at between a 5:05 and a 5:15, and I know that their coach was very upset to think that they went out that fast. And we train particularly in that type of a style. Many other coaches and that prefer to coach what we call negative miles, where you start picking it up toward the end of the race. And so I felt right then and there, if we would have been in a position where we could have been in a striking position, especially with our 4th, 5th, 3rd, 4th, and 5th runners, we would be in at that particular point. It was a real dogfight for third place. I think that Ron Colley ended up in 5th place, and we pretty well figured that they would be in the top 3 for sure. So it just gives you some kind of an idea as to how much balance there really was, and we're pleased.
Well, okay, Coach. Congratulations on a fine year, and now you get to take the winter off, right?
No, Monday afternoon, Joe. I think that's when we'll be starting in that. As far as girls basketball is concerned, of course, we're real anxious to get the season started, and that's not to belittle the cross-country efforts and that kind of thing, simply because I really felt as though that our kids did a real remarkable job from the beginning of the season all the way on through, and it's fun to see the growing kind of a process happening with our fellows.
Okay, well, getting back to the girls' basketball, I saw Dawn Manabach walking around here tonight. She's at Pacelli this year. You lost all those fine seniors from last year. It's going to be a rebuilding year. Would that be fair to say? I don't ever like to use the word rebuilding in that. I'd like to think that our junior varsity program and our freshman teams would be ready to step in as far as in playing varsity. And so I don't want to ever call it a rebuilding type of a season. You mentioned something about our senior girls. We catch word from them from time to time, and most of them are really doing quite well as far as the respective universities that they're attending. We were real pleased to hear that Ann Borowski has made the JV team at UW La Crosse that usually has a very fine program. Mo Hagman wrote this past weekend and mentioned that she is now on the South basketball team, and Renee Radlinger is on the St. Ben's basketball team over in Minnesota. So the 3 gals that have gone out, other than the ones that will be attending our local university, are all doing real well in their respective endeavors, and we're pleased to see that. Well, very good. We wish them the best of luck, and the best of luck to you in the upcoming girls season, too.
Thank you, Joe.
All right, Paul Rozak, the Columbus cross-country coach. Boys taking second in the state today. The girls finishing 14th in the 18-team one-class meet this afternoon down in Milwaukee. And we'll be back to talk more about tonight's game after this message on our halftime show.
It's a good feeling knowing you have the comfort and livability of a quality Marshfield home around you from Mickey Horvat's Trading Post Homes, Highway 13 south of Marshfield. Now would be a great time to purchase your own mobile home because prices have never been lower. You'll enjoy the easy to care for, affordable ownership of a Marshfield home. See Bob Brown, Mary Katura, or Mickey Horvat about financing. They have money available, and in some cases you can get your home for as little as 10% down. Come in and see the 20 homes now on display in their lot, ready for you to take home and enjoy. You'll enjoy the truly good feeling of mobile home living and the affordability. Don't pass up this opportunity to buy because the prices right now are at an all-time low. Savings are yours. Comfort is yours. A home is yours from Mickey Horvat's Trading Post Homes on Highway 13 south of Marshfield.
It's a good feeling when you feel this free. It's a good feeling. Mobile home living.
Back at halftime, the Columbus Dons leading the Pacelli Cardinals 7-0 here at halftime. It's parents' night. They introduced all the parents of the Pacelli players, and that's the last parents' night we're going to have to sit through, Dale.
That's it. I don't know why they don't have these things all early in the year. I think Columbus was the first game of the year, and that is a smart way. Then it's warmer, and the parents don't have to go out there and freeze to death standing on the field out there. But they're proud of their youngsters out there, and the girls, and Joe's got a sister down there, a little cheerleader, and his mother and dad are down with him, and Joe's just beaming from ear to ear over here. So a little bit of the inside of what goes on at Stevens Point, George. Okay, we got ourselves quite a football game, and we're not out of the woods yet, so never count this Pacelli team out. We may be leading in the stats department. Total yards for Pacelli in the first half, 35. For the Columbus High School Dons, 130 yards. I think something that is very significant, though, in this ball game. The Dons have not completed a pass. Of course, he's only tried to throw the ball twice. One of the passes, Brian Morgan, it was just... Charlie Kennedy just I thought he was tripped up down there running down. I'm not making up any excuses. It could have gone either way. He fell down and the ball went down. It was incomplete. And but he was sacked the first time he went back to pass. He really got bombed back there for I think it was a 10-yard loss on that one. And next time he got sacked for a 12-yard loss and trying to go back to pass. And that's something that has to work for the Dons because that is such a threat. But later in the second period, middle of the second period, we seemed to get the running game on track and started picking up yardage to our right side. And Darrell Martin and Joe Mikulski doing a job over there. And Robbie Wagner, first time he carried the ball, he lost 3. Then he picked up 9, then 4, then 3, then 11. Then he lost 1. Then he got 8. Then he hit one for 23 yards. Thought he was going to break that one. And he just may break one here tonight. John Rallinger, again, doing a fine job. His longest run of the night was 20 yards. He's got 48 yards in the first half. He got 13-yard gains, and twice in a row he was held for one, but one of those, or both of those, he's going for the first down, so they were jammed up and in there. Larry Olson, his longest run, he's carried the ball 4 times. He's been 13 yards. He's picked up 17. We would like to spring that kid, but that counter just is not working tonight. They're ready for that one, it seems. And it's a rock'em sock'em football game. Everything we thought it would be. The Dons will be kicking off to the Pacelli Cardinals at the start of the second half, so they're going to have this ball again, and they're going to stick with that. I'm sure they're going to stick with that shotgun. I think it proved a little bit successful for them just before the first half ended. And so, Joe, we got 24 more minutes of rip-roaring football over here, and where Pacelli is going to be their last game of the year. We would bet our bottom dollar that the Dons will be playing next weekend again. We'll find out tomorrow afternoon what time, Joe, about 4 o'clock. It should be known about 3 or 4. Okay, you'll hear it on WDLB as soon as it comes across. That's right. Coach Crow will call Jerry Kozlowski. Coach Crow will be at the meeting, and Jerry Kozlowski will call WDLB, and you will have it. One thing about radio, you get it as it happens.
That's for sure. We'll be back with the second half of this one in a moment.
The halftime show was sponsored in part by Marshfield Book and Stationery, Fiege's Incorporated, Miller Glass and Sport, and the Thorogood Credit Union. The second half of the game is coming up next on WDLB.
We're back at Gerke Field in Stevens Point, just getting ready for the second half of action here. Should be a dandy. Columbus on top, 7-0. But it seems like the underdog in the Columbus-Pacelli series has always come up and given the favorite a good game, if not upsetting them.
Well, I like to see a good football game, but of course we want to see the Dons win this ball game. But I just mentioned in the first half, I just think that we have a tremendous defense, one of the better defenses in the conference. They're just a tenth of a point behind Aquinas overall, but I think when you go to the shotgun all night, sooner or later you're going to hit something. It took McDonald to the end of the game. Of course, that was against the reserves that were in there, and a pass interference in the end zone gave them the ball down there. But so they finally did score with their shotgun. I think their passer is a little better passer than Jeff Soderberg, a little bit stronger passer than Soderberg. But Jeff's done a fine job down there tonight. He's only a junior, too. Lots of good junior quarterbacks in the CWCC. McDonald's quarterback is a junior. Sullivan last week, but Regis, and he could throw the ball quite well. This needs a little bit more help. That's it.
Okay, Nick Stevens is seated up. We're going to start the second half here with Pacelli going to receive the kickoff. Leary and Amy back deep to receive for the Cardinals as Dick Stevens awaits the official's whistle. 24 minutes to go. Columbus on top 7-0. End over end boot taken by Amy at the 20-yard line. Up to the 25, he reverses field, and he'll be dragged down at the 25-yard line. Good coverage by the Dons, and there's good old Rod Renerath, who has been all over the field.
He has really had a year, that kid. What a football player. Well, it'll be interesting to see what they come out of. They can ride out in that shotgun, or if they try to go to the regular conventional quarterbacking underneath the center and try to get their running game going. The longest run from scrimmage tonight has been 8 yards.
Jeff Soderberg has John Brzezinski and Jim Rogers behind him. They give it to Brzezinski up the middle, and he picks up very little. Maybe a couple of yards. Fehrenbach, Rederath, and Kelly Kennedy.
And there is old Kevin Harmon on the bottom of the pile.
2 yards, 2nd and 8 at the 27. Just underway in the second half. Columbus, with a victory, wins the CWCC football title outright. And they'll have a 10-0 regular season. Soderberg back to pass out of the shotgun. He's got good time, steps up in the pocket, in and out of the hands of his intended receiver, Doherty, and almost intercepted by Rick Sloan.
That was a little bit high for Doherty to get, Joe, I thought. I think he had to reach up a little. I don't think he could reach that high, but I thought it surely might get picked off there. That'd be a break to start the second half with a break like that, but they're back in that shotgun. We got to get a better rush on that kid. He's getting way too much time to get the pass off.
It's 3rd and about barely 9 yards to go for Pacelli. Soderberg out of the shotgun, takes his snap, rolling off to his left. Now pressure put on, throws it off, it's intercepted at the 35-yard line, picks off and taking it down to the 25 for the Columbus Dons.
One of the Kennedy boys.
It was Kevin Kennedy picking that one off. As Soderberg threw it right in his hand.
You bet he did. He had a good rush that time, though. That's why he did it, Joe.
So Columbus in good position at the 26-yard line. 1st and 10. Will Brian Morgan go for it here at the start of the second half? Sends Olsen on the wing to the right side, and Brian will hand it off to Rob Wagner. Wagner's down to the 20, breaks into the clear at the 15, and he's dragged down at about the 13-yard line. I thought he was going to break into the clear.
What a run. He just did a fantastic job on that.
Down to the 13-yard line.
He had exceptionally good blocking at the line of scrimmage. He's got in the backfield. He knows what to do once he gets in that backfield.
He is a threat to go anytime he catches it.
But they're going behind Darryl Martin and Joe Mikulski on that right-hand side, and they've really been opening up the holes over there. They found the weakness.
1st and 10, and the handoff to Radlinger, cutting back inside the 5-yard line, down to about the 4.
They fooled him that time, right to the left that time instead of to the right, over the center.
Sebastian, Merkel, and Lang in the middle of that line, working that time down to the 4-yard line. 2nd and 1 for the Columbus Dons. Very early in the second half.
Well, don't fumble now, guys. Get this score.
Don't even think about that.
I do.
Olsen on the right side. A handoff to Radlinger. John breaks the tackle, still going, and he's got a first down to about the 2-yard line. Before he's finally shoved back. Jim Rogers making the tackle. Down to the 2. 1st and goal for the Dons.
Sometimes I go a little bit berserker, Joe. It takes them so long to get the plays in. And we're going to get a 5-yarder one of these days. It took Kevin Merkel.
Common is in and Merkel is out.
That's where they're going.
Handoff to Radlinger, and John is over, according to the Columbus players. Yes, it's a touchdown.
Right over Hammond.
Right over Kevin Hammond, who just came in. And the Dons lead now 13-0. Well, a very impressive drive.
I suspect it didn't take long, did it?
4 plays, 26 yards. And it's a 13-0 game now. Dick Stevens will try to add the extra point. Good snap to Brian Morgan, the holder, and the kick is up and good. 9:16 to go in the 3rd quarter. It's Columbus on top now, 14-0.
Members of the Marshfield Sportscasters Club include Wenzel Farm Sausage, proud to be a part of the Marshfield community. For the sausage with that country charm, try Wenzel Farm. Perkins Sports, 1202 South Central, your complete ski headquarters in Marshfield, featuring both downhill and cross-country equipment with certified ski mechanics to keep your skis in tip-top shape. When you choose Hockey Transit to help you move, you'll get the kind of pride and personal care you get from a neighborhood business, plus the worldwide network of North American van lines. Neuendorf Transportation Company, a symbol of Service, and Bryce Rust Pharmacy. Complete professional prescription service in your center for home health care needs, where your health is their business.
Back in Gerke Field, Dick Stevens will kick it off again for the Dons. Now leading 14-0. End over end boot. AB will take it at the 20-yard line. Comes to the near side of the field, but the 25 got a little bit of a hole there, but he shoved down as he got to the 29-yard line.
Jason Trickett always had him back there, just kind of overshot him. He and John Brame, they both wanted it so badly, but they just couldn't get him back there.
Well, Pacelli tried to set up the picket line.
But the kids broke through it. They just missed the tackle. They were just, in fact, he overran the guy at the ball, I think.
First and 10 at the 29-yard line for Pacelli, and now I think we're going to really see Soderberg.
I think we're going to see the air filled with footballs. He's lining up with a regular tee over the center. So
split backfield, and they pitch it out to Jim Rogers, going to his left. He's got some running room out to the 35-yard line, so he picks up about 6 yards running the football on first down. Trying to establish that, get something going offensively here against this tremendous Dons defense, which has played so very, very well all year long.
That's why you're 9-0, Joe.
2nd and 4. And the handoff.
Oh, boy, the linebacker that time, I'll tell you, John Radlinger really lost that whole play up. They got maybe a yard on it, but what a play by John Radlinger, the linebacker.
Jim Rogers might have picked up a yard on the play. Yeah. It'll be third down. And about 3 from the 36, being generous.
Well, now you might see that slant pattern, that pass. Kevin Kennedy's kind of holding his side down there, limping a little bit.
Ken Ewell comes in for Pacelli at the right end position. And Soderberg is back to pass. Deep drop back, throws out a screen pass, and it is caught. And they're going to get a first down out across the 40-yard line to the 42 is Jim Rogers. As Rogers picks up the first down on the reception from Jeff Soderberg at the 42-yard line, a 6-yard pickup. And a first down for Pacelli.
You're going to see a lot of different things the rest of this ball game on Pacelli's part. I'm sure of that.
They'll pull them all out.
Yeah, they got to pull out the stops now.
High formation, flanker back on the right side. That's AB. He now goes in motion toward the far side of the field, and they hand it off on a counter to the end. And that is Denny Doherty, and he is wrapped up and brought down for a loss. Kevin Harmon again. Back on the 39-yard line. So that one just didn't work at all, as they tried to hand it off to the end coming around. 2nd and 13 at the 39-yard line. Shelley, then Soderberg back to pass, looking over the middle, and now he'll flare it out to Jim Rogers wide open at the 40-yard line. He gets the block, 45 to midfield before he's dragged down by Eric Fehrenbach and also Dick Stevens. And it'll bring up a third and about 2 yards to go.
Good play. Very well camouflaged by Jeff Soderberg. He had everybody thinking he was going to throw to the right, and he threw the ball to the left. Well, big play here. They got about a yard to go down there.
A little more than a yard.
We might see that quarterback sneak again. They've done it every time so far.
Soderberg sends a man in motion. That's Troy Abey, and Soderberg quarterback sneak up the middle, and Jeff almost broke through, but he got 5 yards on the play down to the 45-yard line. A 1st and 10 for Pacelli. As their offense comes out down 2 touchdowns, and they're trying to get something going instead of
Don leading 14-0, and they haven't quit, that's for sure.
The Columbus volleyball team took part in the regional today in Eau Claire and finished 4th out of 5 teams. Chippewa Falls, McDonald, and Madison Edgewood will advance to state from the regional, so the season is over for the Columbus volleyball team. John Berlusky gets the call up the middle. He picks up 2 yards to the 43-yard line in Don's territory.
They score on this drive. That'll give that defensive team of Pacelli's a tremendous lift. Now we need the pass interception.
2nd and 8 for the Cardinals at the Columbus 43-yard line. Everybody in tight. AB, the flanker, back on the left side. And a quick pitch going to the right to Berlowski. Needs a block, and he won't get it as John Ratlinger came through.
You called it.
And made the tackle at the 41-yard line. Dick Stevens was stringing it out. And Ratlinger broke through and made the ankle tackle. They stopped him at the 42, a pickup of just 1. And it's 3rd and 7 for Pacelli. Wally Schutz in, Larry Olson out. At a defensive end position.
Maybe a little bit more height to throw over. I don't know.
Soderberg sends Ken Ewell in motion toward the far side of the field, and he is back to pass. Jeffrey throws it out, and it is given out of the half to Dennis Doherty at the 35-yard line. Almost intercepted by Kevin Kennedy.
Almost front through his hands and then through Doherty's hands. Of course, Doherty was screened out by Kennedy.
4th and 7 at the 42-yard line. I'm reminded that we're seeing good sportsmanship here tonight. We didn't see much of that last night over here.
This red and white tonight is just tremendous. Oh, both teams. That's well, I'm not going to see any more about the one last night.
John Berlowski, a fake kick. They need a block for Berlowski running for the first down, and he's going to be stopped short. Columbus stops him at the 37.
They got nothing to lose.
Eric Fehrenbach, John Ratlinger, and Dick Stevens made the tackle on Berlowski, and he came up about 2 yards short at the 37-yard line on the fake punt. As the Columbus defense played that very, very well.
Coach Don Soderberg, he calls all the plays here. He's not going to stop at anything tonight. This Columbus team is going to get a true test before a playoff game. They better be alert, that defensive team. Well, we're down to, 4 minutes and 24 seconds left in the third period. 14-zip Columbus.
Morgan hands it off to Wagner, sweeping to the right. They found some openings over on that side earlier tonight, and Wagner picks up about just 2 yards this time.
He dropped back a little bit farther than usual that time to get the pitch out. Back quite a bit.
And it'll be 2nd and about 8 from the 38-yard line. And Don Soderberg used to coach at Columbus under Kroll, assistant football. And he knows the Columbus system pretty well. He's got a few tricks of his own up his sleeve that he likes to use against the Dons. 2nd and 8, they hand it again to Wagner going to the right. He's got a hole this time, and he's tripped up as he got out to the 45-yard line. 6 yards on the carry for Rob Wagner. And again, he's very close to breaking a lot of those.
He's carried the ball 14 times for 104 yards now.
3rd and about 2 from the 45-yard line for the Columbus Dons. 3.5 minutes to go in the third period. 14-0, Columbus on top. Morgan puts Wagner in the wingback position on the left side. They hand it off to John Ratlinger. First down to midfield. He's to the outside. 40. Down the sidelines. He cuts back to the 30 and brought down from behind at the 25-yard line.
One block and he would have been gone.
John Ratlinger, what a run. Got a big block from Rob Wagner to swing him. And he takes that ball a total of 30 yards down to the 25-yard line.
Boy, that is really the blocking tonight since the middle of the second period has been unbelievable. They found the weakness, and the blocking of Darryl Martin and Joe Mikulski on that side is, and the center, you might say, too, Greg Sebastian, is just tremendous. Not that the other side line isn't doing anything, they just have a runner over there.
And off to Ratlinger again. John will bounce to the outside and picks up about 5 yards down to the 20 as he put his head down and got what he could. And that was about 5. It'll be 2nd and 5 from the 20-yard line as Ratlinger took that one to the outside. Got to play off that block. 2nd and about 5 for Columbus. Dons break the huddle. Kelly Kennedy on the right side, Kevin Kennedy left. Wagner the wingback left side. And a handoff again to Ratlinger up the middle. John's got first down yardage down close to the 10-yard line. Just running very, very hard up the middle. And they'll say his knee touched back on the 12, but it's still a first down for the Dons. First and 10 for Columbus.
Well, he's got 106 yards in the ball game now.
Morgan again puts Wagner on the wing left. And the handoff again to John Reilinger. Breaks through a hole down to the 5. Spins off a tackler and goes in. Touchdown.
Boy, Joe, I'll tell you, you called it. He was hit on about the 5. And he just spun off of him, and away he went in for the TD.
12-yard run for John Reilinger. And the Dons on top now 20-0. Now, this is a good Pacelli defensive unit. Columbus is just eating them up.
They're eating them up, is right. That was a
64-yard drive.
4-yard drive.
Good snap. Morgan with the set. The kick by Stevens is good. 1:37 to go in the third period. It's Columbus 21. Pacelli, nothing.
Members of the Marshfield Sportscasters Club include Badger Fixtures Incorporated, Highway 13 North, manufacturers and designers of custom bar, bank, and restaurant fixtures. Let them put your ideas on paper. Bird Trophies, manufacturers, designers, and engravers of trophies and awards for all occasions. Masters at the art of saying congratulations. Casa Loma, famous for family dining, serving daily specials noon and evenings, cocktail hour, and banquet facilities. Come and enjoy. The Marshfield JCs, a constructive, active organization of young men who devote a portion of their time to community service in the public interest. And Peterson Brothers for complete landscaping, bulldozing, trucking, excavation, and grading service.
Back at Gerke Field in Stevens Point. 1:37 to go in the third quarter, and Columbus looks awesome right now.
Yeah, that's the word, Joe. Awesome. That blocking is unbelievable. And the running of these backs is just what we've seen all year. But you really enjoy good blocking. You're seeing it here.
Nick Stevens will kick it off. A beautiful boot that will be taken on the run by Avey at the 20-yard line. Heads to the sidelines, 25-30, and taken down there. Kevin Kennedy down very quickly along with Wally Schutz to make the tackle. As Columbus does all things well. I guess special teams coverage is outstanding as well.
You betcha, Joe. The thing to look for now is the trickery of the Pacelli Cardinals, because they're going to come up with everything. One nice thing about this game so far, Walt Kroll isn't showing off any passing games to the scouts of whomever might be scouting them that they might be playing next week.
That's for sure. He hasn't. I don't think he hasn't thrown it this half yet. Handoff on a counter play, and Pacelli will pick up about 4 yards on this one, as the ball carrier was John Berlusky out to the 34-yard line. Second and 6 for the Cardinals.
We're getting down to the end of the third period, about 55 seconds left to play. We'll be down to about 45 or 40 when this play gets run off, maybe 45. So we're 12 minutes away from a unblemished record.
Jeff Soderberg will take it and go back to pass. Throws out, and it's in and out of the hands of Joe Higgins. Tried to one-hand it on the 37-yard line. And it'll be a 3rd and 6.
Jeff Soderberg's a very nifty little quarterback. He can feel that ball beautifully. Held it down to the side of his leg, and like he'd hand it off and had the ball all the time. And just did a fine job. But I want to say that the job of covering that time by Kevin Kennedy was excellent. He was over there. As the kid caught the ball, he had him tackled.
Jeff learned that from his 6th grade flag football coach.
Oh, Joe.
Back to pass, Jeff Soderberg. He's in trouble, and he gets away from a couple of Don's defenders, throws it out, and is intercepted. Rick Sloan at the 49-yard line picked it off as Soderberg underthrew his intended receiver.
The defensive men, Eric Frambach, Tom, and these guys are really batting their helmets because they wanted a piece of the quarterback. They didn't get him.
Well, Jeff somehow got out of about 3 Columbus defenders there. Jeff sidestepped him and underthrew the pass as he rushed it a little bit. And it'll be 1st and 10 for the Dons at the 49. Been telling all my friends over here about Brian Morgan and what a great passer he is. And he hasn't thrown the ball in the second half. They handed it off to Wagner as Robbie just keeps going ahead down inside the 45 to about the 43-yard line. And pick up of 8 yards on the play. Doesn't have to throw the ball the way these guys are blocking.
No, they won't pass much tonight.
That's going to be the end of the third period of play with the score, Columbus 21 and Pacelli nothing.
Members of the Marshfield Sportscasters Club include Dick Cooper Glass, 108 East 3rd Street, complete glass service, mirrors, auto, residential, and commercial. The Marshfield Athletic Club, an organization devoted to the promotion and development of recreation activities for all types, for all people. Berg Pontiac, 539 South Central, home of the famous Pontiac. Bob's Appliance Service, 500 South Birch, Marshfield. Appliance trouble? Call Bob Beckus at Bob's Appliance Service. He'll return it to working condition at a cost that's reasonable. Mercury Vending and Amusement with quality equipment and prompt service for over 15 years.
Back at Gerke Field in Stevens Point, the fourth quarter about to begin. Second down and 2 for the Dons at the 43-yard line. Brian Morgan will hand it off to Ratlinger off right tackle. He's got a good hold down inside the 40 to the 38-yard line. And another first down for the Columbus Dons. As again they go straight ahead. Joe Mikulski, the big right offensive tackle, opening the hole that time. And it's first and 10. 6-yard pickup for the Dons at the 37. Brian Morgan brings him up and takes the snap and hands it again to Ratlinger off the left side this time, and he's down inside the 35 to the 33-yard line.
Larry Olson hasn't carried the ball this half yet. And, but you know, he's doing the faking. He's drawing somebody with him, and he's also doing some fine blocking.
Second and about 6 from the 33, and we still haven't seen a penalty flag, right?
Yeah, that's right.
And we're into the fourth quarter.
That's a tribute to these coaches and these teams.
Or else the officials missed the bus.
They're there.
Yeah, they are. Second and 5. It's just a well-played game. Hand off to Ratlinger, and he spins inside the 30 to about the 28. For Jim Rogers makes the tackle for Pacelli. And John gets it down to the 28-yard line and brings up a 3rd and 1 for Columbus.
Well, John's getting a workout tonight. He's carried the ball 16 times. Robbie Wagner has carried the ball 15 times. Don't be surprised to see Larry Olson pop through for the big one anytime now.
3rd and 1 for Columbus. Morgan, snap count, hands it to Ratlinger. John's going to try and go outside this time, and Pacelli defenses it well, and they drop him for a loss.
Yeah, John made a mistake that time, but that's all right, John. You're entitled to one.
Back on the 32-yard line, it was Tom Sankey breaking through to make the tackle. Pacelli's got a lot of juniors on his team.
Yeah, they are using him right now, Joe.
And Columbus has a few juniors in key positions, too. Fourth down at the 31-yard line. About 5 yards to go for the Dons. Olson wing on the right side, and Morgan quick pitch to Rob Wagner sweeping to the left, and he's got the first down at the 25 down near the 20-yard line. And inside of that, Daryl Munt got out through the big block. And it's a first down for Columbus. They'll mark it at the 16-yard line.
That's a pretty good gain there, boy.
15 yards on 4th and 5. 9:41 to go in this game. And the Dons just going through this Pacelli defense.
That's like Sherman marching to the sea. Right now, they're handling him all over the place. First.
Yeah, Larry didn't carry it at all.
He carried it once.
He carried it
He
once.
dropped it, and that was it.
And once and no more.
More of that, mister.
It's nice when you're 9-0, you can sit up here and laugh.
Yeah, that's right. That was kind of funny.
Yeah, it was. 2nd and 5 at the 11-yard line. Morgan will hand it to Ratlinger off the right side. This time he spins for a couple.
Joe, he was hit at the line of scrimmage, and he just spins, and he still gets a couple yards out of it.
He picked up 2 yards down to the 9-yard line, and it was all John Rodlinger that time. 3rd and 3.
He's got 130 yards in 18 carries. Robbie Wagner has picked up 128 yards in 16 carries. So they're putting in, taking out Kevin Merkel, probably putting in Kevin Harmon at that side, and guess where they're going to run?
Right behind Kevin. They did so for their 3rd touchdown.
Yeah, they got
3rd and 3. And the handoff to Larry Olson, sweeping to the left, and he tries to get outside. He's got yardage down to about the 5. Good enough for a 1st down. He got a good block out there, holding back the cornerback, Dennis Gordy. I didn't see who threw it, but it looked like they were going to stop Larry. But a good block by Kevin Harmon.
Well, I think after this touchdown, you're going to see a lot of replacements for the Columbus High School Dons.
1st and goal at the 5-yard line for the Dons. 21-0, Columbus on top. On the doorstep for another score. Handoff to Rodlinger off the left side. A big hole, and he's over for a score. Oh, you could have driven Sherman's tank through that one.
We could have gone through that one, Joe. Lyle Lang and these guards are really doing the job down there.
Wow, what a hole.
What a hole is right.
And the Dons now lead 27-0.
That's John's 3rd touchdown.
Dick Stevens on to try the extra point. High snap. Morgan is going to fake it, rolling out to his right, and he's going to run with it now. Down near the corner, he's over. He made it. Ryan Morgan goes over for 2. As it was a high snap, I don't think it was a designed play, but when that happens, I'm sure they have something they fall back into, and what it amounted to was Brian Morgan sweeping the right side and going over for 2 points. 7:33 to go in the ball game. It's Columbus 29 and Pacelli nothing.
Members of the Marshfield Sportscasters Club include Weyerhaeuser Company, working for a better Marshfield and Central Wisconsin. Central Bank and Trust, downtown Marshfield. They don't just pay interest on your money, they take interest in your future. Charles Apartments, downtown Marshfield, renting beautiful new efficiency 1-bedroom apartments. Chips Drive-In, Marshfield's growing north side. Nobody makes better hamburgers than Chips. They're charbroiled, 100% pure beef. And your state representative, Don Hasenhorrell of the 70th Assembly District.
President Carter and Ronald Reagan.
Back at Gerke Field, you're listening to Columbus Dons football on WDLB Marshfield. Dick Stevens will kick it off again, and this has turned into a rout.
Yeah, something we just didn't expect. I didn't expect a rout, that's for sure.
Stevens gets off an end-over-end boot that will be taken by Glenn Leary on the 15, the 20, 25, and Kevin Harmon took him down to the 29-yard line.
And who was that? Ray Burrow right with him down there? Yeah, Ray Burrow right on top of him. Kevin got him first.
Ran into Kevin Harmon, and it was like brick wall city. I'll give him to the 30-yard line, and I guarantee you, he never got to the 30.
Well, I tell you, they've had 2 pass interceptions thrown by Jeff Soderberg, and both of them have led to touchdowns. You just can't give this team that opportunity because they, there's no question about it right now. This Columbus is just a better football team than Pacelli.
Soderberg, and here's the quick out to Doherty. He's got it at the 36-yard line, and out of bounds he goes. The Rick Crone over there covering on the right corner. And it'll be 2nd and about 5 yards coming up as Doherty goes out at the 35-yard line. Now the Dons are 3 for 3 on scoring drives here in the second half. 3 possessions, 3 touchdowns. Tough to improve on that. 2nd and about 4. Soderberg back to pass. Pressure is on. Kelly Kennedy brings him down.
This time they got him.
Now this time
he didn't lose too much on. No, I guess he did. I was looking at the wrong marker.
He wasn't going to get away that time. Yeah. Kelly Kennedy, who came from the blind side and lost about 5 yards on the play. It'll bring up a 3rd and 10. For the Pacelli Cardinals.
22 Portland Street, New York City.
And Pacelli is 5-4 on the season, and it looks like they're going to lose this one and finish at 500. While the Dons are going to be 10-0. Soderberg out of the shotgun. Got good time. Throws a crossing pattern to Rogers in and out of his hand.
Well, it was there. And Soderberg took a pretty good whack back there. Man, he got it.
Well, the intended receiver was Troy Amy. Troy might not want to come back to the bench after that one because Don Soderberg's going to be waiting for him.
I'll tell you, that was a lot of courage on Jeff Soderberg's part. He knew he was going to get it. He stood there and he threw that ball perfectly right in the kid's hands. He ran a good pattern, but if you don't catch the ball, you can run all the beautiful patterns in the world.
4th and 10, Pacelli will kick.
Will they?
Berlowski will indeed get off a nice kick. A high spiral. Kevin Kennedy takes it on the 30-yard line with a fair catch.
Well, that's a 60-yard kick. No, 50-yard kick, excuse me.
Right, 40.
30, they're at the 30-yard line. Okay, 40, okay.
All right.
I was back at the 20.
1st and 10 for Columbus.
It was still a good kick.
Yeah, it was a beaut. At the 30-yard line. And Columbus still with Ryan Morgan at quarterback, Radlinger, Olsen, and Wagner in the backfield.
We haven't punted in the second half. I think you called it there just a second ago. We scored every time we had our hands on the ball in the second half.
6:18 to go in the 4th period, and the handoff goes to Rob Wagner, sweeping to the right, and he cuts back after about 5 yards and falls forward to the 36, a 6-yard gain. So the Dons apparently saw something in that Pacelli defense that they could work on.
Well, I'll tell you,
the first period.
Joe, the unsung heroes are these guys like Jerry Kozlowski that does the scouting. They really come back with a report for coaches, for the head coach, Walt Kroll. And Jerry is one of the better scouters around. Does an outstanding job.
2nd and 5 at 35. The handoff to Radlinger. Breaks the tackle. He's out across the 40 to the 42-yard line. He just doesn't go down on the first hit.
Well, he's got 142.
10 at the 41-yard line.
He's got 141 yards gained in this ball game, Joe. So that is what a night this kid is having.
I think Paul Rozark said it was Joe Byral.
Oh, Joe Byral, excuse me. Joe's in the game.
It is, yes. Well,
okay,
good to have an extra set of eyes up here.
Yeah. Joe's 31.
There's Byral with it again, and he's out to the 45-yard line. A pickup of about 4 yards on the play.
All you do is fill and bake.
And it'll be, well, 2nd and about 7. Let's get into 3. The 44-yard line. Under 5 minutes to go. Counting it down toward an unbeaten regular season. And a sure ticket to the WISAA playoff next week, hopefully in Marshfield. And off to Byral again, and Joe's running hard out near midfield. Dropped at about the 49-yard line in Columbus territory. Reckner again on the tackle. And also getting off the bottom of the pile, Chris Kalinski. 3rd and 3 yards to go from the 49.
We've got Eric Prickett in the game right now, too, for the Columbus High School Dons. So they're still got Brian Morgan. Is that John Brame out there? It looks like John. Is that John at fullback? No, it's 30.
And that's
Barcelona.
John Barcelona getting across the midfield stripe into the Pacelli end of the field at the 49 before he's driven back. And it'll be 4th and about a yard to go. And Columbus will kick the ball away. So Walt Kroll giving some of the youngsters a chance to play here. As Morgan will go back to kick for the first time here in the second half. And there's the first flag of the game.
Yeah, and I think Pacelli's offside.
Pacelli jumped offside, and Columbus will get an automatic first down here.
Well, we'll take it.
And we go till the 3:34 mark in the game before we have our first flag.
That's something, isn't it?
That really is.
That's better mark it down. That is really great, though. You know, this time of the year, you don't really expect a lot of penalties because you've been playing 10 football games. But to come down to this late in the game for the first penalty, and that's an offside, they're anxious to block the punt. That's great.
Morgan will hand it off to Barcelona. Hit the backfield, but springs forward for a couple of yards. Down to about the 42. 2nd and 8.
for the Columbus Dons. And they'll be under 3 minutes after this ball is snapped for the Dons go to a new quarterback right now, and that's going to be Jim Blazinski. Just a fine prospect for Jim. He's a sophomore for the Columbus High School Dons.
Eric Prickett in there. And Eric goes in motion. They hand it off to Barcelona, breaking through at the 40, down to about the 37-yard line. And John Barcelona is running very hard. Now we're going to see Rich Nikolai come into the lineup. Robbie Wagner goes out. And the Dons players very excited along the sideline.
As well they should be.
Third down and about 3 yards to go at the 37-yard line. Morgan, or Blazinski rather, sends Prickett in motion. They hand it off, and Jim Rogers is waiting for John Barcelona at the 39-yard line. Rogers, with a nice defensive play, broke through and made the tackle. Lost them 2. 4th and 5 coming up for the Columbus Dons. Still have most of the front line offensive linemen in there for Columbus. And now it looks like they may punt it away here on 4th down and 5 yards to go. Under 2 minutes to go in the game. Dons on top comfortably, 29-0.
Who's punting down there?
Might be Blazinski.
I would think it would be Jim. He's a good punter.
Good snap, and Pacelli comes after him, but he gets off a good kick. Taken on the 10-yard line and smothered down there is the Pacelli Cardinal at the 11, and they might have fumbled the football. The Dons are excited. They think they have it, but the official blew the play dead. Pacelli will maintain possession at the 11-yard line. I'll make it 12. Jeff Soderberg will be the quarterback. He's a junior. He'll be back next year. A minute 24 to go as the Cardinals come out of the huddle. Dons with a lot of different people in there defensively. On a draw play, running out to about the 16-yard line is Verlusky. And it'll be 2nd down and about 7. From the 15. Under a minute to go. A lot of fans here from Marshfield.
Oh, what a crowd across the way from Marshfield. Tremendous crowd.
Soderberg is back to pass. A little bit of pressure coming from the outside. He fires a bullet out there to Doherty, and he is really leveled as it drops incomplete. John
Olson just tore him in half.
Wow. Denny Doherty is still hurt, getting up slowly. He'll stay in the game.
Don Perry has it all.
But John Olson really laid the wood to him.
Experts, Paul Harvey News, Cliff Adams, Agribusiness, football trivia, and the Country Music Month quiz. Don Perry.
3rd down and 7.
PM on Great Country KSO.
Walter Kelly back on the 15-yard line. 44 seconds remain. Soderberg will pitch it out to Brecky, and he's going to look to throw the ball. Brecky throws long over the middle, and it's incomplete. We're going to have interference. Yes, John Olson interfered with the intended receiver, Joe Higgins. Joe Higgins.
Now, that's the first penalty on the Dons tonight.
And that was the flea flicker that we talked about. They threw a little pass out to Brecky. It was actually a lateral, and Brecky took the ball and tried to throw it to Higgins, who was interfered with. At the 30-yard line, they'll mark it now with the 15-yard penalty. 37 seconds remaining. And Pacelli will break the huddle. And set up a double slot with the shotgun. Jeff Soderberg back to pass. Pressure is on. Jeff's not going to be able to get away this time. And he tried to throw the ball.
That should have been should have been a penalty.
He's over the line of scrimmage and tried to throw the ball. And it went right in the hands of one of the Dons linemen, and he was so surprised to see it that he dropped it.
That's lost the downs, too.
Yeah, Soderberg will be called for an illegal pass, being over the line of scrimmage. 5-yard penalty, but a loss of down.
Yeah, we're down to 29 seconds, taking a long time to play this 29 seconds.
Second and about 14 at the 26-yard line. Well, he's had 3 penalties in the game now. Soderberg in the shotgun. 29-0. Columbus on top. Breathing a bit easier than thought they might. Soderberg throws it out. He's got Rogers complete at the 30-yard line, out to the 34, and Jim is taken down by 3 or 4 Columbus Dons. Sean Morgan in the game, Rick Sloan, Ray Burrow.
Are they getting at 9 yards in that play? I'm doing a little figuring on a side
Tim
here.
Nikolai made the tackle as well. And ball out at the 34-yard line. Yeah, pickup of 9. Third down and about 5. 19 seconds to go. And Pacelli has called a timeout here. 19 seconds to go in the football game.
Well, they just don't want a shutout, I presume. That's the reason for that, Joe.
No reason to do this, though, really, either.
Yeah, it's kind of ridiculous, but...
Well, the Columbus Dons going to be 10-0. Have they done that recently, Del?
No, not back in my memory. I don't know how long it would have been, Joe, but I just don't know.
Soderberg back to pass, fakes a quick pitch over the middle. Now he's got a man going down the sidelines, and that one is overthrown. Rick Sloan in perfect position covering. Ken Ewell, the intended receiver, down on the 30-yard line. And it'll be 4th down and 6 yards to go for Pacelli with 13 seconds remaining in the game.
Well, I don't think they're going to punt. Rick Sloan is out of the game right now, and Coach Cole got a whole new team in that ball game. It's kind of hard to figure out. I see Tim Nikolai down there. Wally Schutz is down there. 52 is a linebacker. That's Sean Morgan, a sophomore.
Pat Stangle's out there.
Pat Stangle's there. Joe Barrow's playing on there. Well, Pat Stangle 40 when I was thinking the 31.
4th down and 6. Soderberg back to throw again. Throwing over the middle. It's overthrown. Looking for Mike Brecky down around the midfield stripe. And Pacelli will give the ball up with 9 seconds left. About time for one more play. Maybe we won't even need one. Well, on the incomplete pass, of course, the clock will stop. And Columbus will have to run one more play.
Oh, no. I got theirs all figured out already.
I don't think you have to worry about it. It'll probably be a matter of a...
Well, they picked up 300 yards tonight in a ball game on the ground. Nothing in the air.
That's the first time that's happened all year. But as we mentioned, they didn't have to pass.
No, they didn't have to pass.
They found a weakness in the Pacelli defense that allowed them to run at will. Columbus scored 3 touchdowns here in the second half after a touchdown with about 2 minutes left in the first half. Dons sailing along to a 29-0 victory here.
Too much time. Another penalty. Another penalty of the game.
That evens up the penalties.
Okay, they've each had 2.
Okay, back to the 40-yard line. And Jim Blazinski, sophomore quarterback, will bring him out. That's Barcelona in the backfield behind him, along with Rich Nikolai. Rich gets the call, sweeping to the right, 35 down to the 30-yard line before he's brought down. And that's going to be the final play of the game. It's all over. 10-0, the Marshfield-Columbus Dons, CWCC football champions, defeating Stevens Point-Pacelli by a score of 29-0.
Columbus High School football has been presented by the many members of the Marshfield Sportscasters Club. Our post-game show is coming up next on WDLB. Post-game show. I'll look back at today's game with highlights and statistics. Sponsored in part by the Central Wisconsin Coin Company, Marshfield Book and Stationery, Feige's Incorporated, and Miller Glass and Sport.
a lot of fans just going crazy across the way.
They sure are.
And they deserve it.
They sure
Wow, this
You're
is
right.
great.
There's Tom Krause had his arm around Coach Sproul down there. The Tom Krause, the football player, number 83, and the kids are so happy. And Joe, that's really something you can go through 10 games. It's been a long time since we were down in Madison 10 weeks ago.
Yeah.
But we've watched this team, and they have just done an outstanding job this year. What do you say after 10-0?
Well, it's just a fantastic accomplishment.
Yeah.
And Walt, you got to start from Walt Kroll all the way on down. The coaching staff, Jerry Kozlowski, Bob Zahn, Gary Hollowell, they have worked for more than 10 weeks when you talk about the preseason practice. And, well, Walt Kroll, I know, will start thinking about next season when the final minute of this season is played, because he just works at it about 12 months a year. And just a fantastic accomplishment for this football team.
Well, I'll tell you, it couldn't happen to a nicer guy. Everybody loves Walt Kroll. He's so respected all over the place. And I guess everybody says he's probably one of the better coaches around. And he just keeps proving it year after year.
Can't argue with that. We'll have our scoring highlights for you in the stats in just a minute.
There's an understanding feeling when you get to share a smile. It's like touching hands together, reaching out. There's an understanding family feeling all the way along. Join your credit union, that's where you belong. That's where you belong.
You get the highest interest paid on your savings when you save at the Thorogood Credit Union next to Swanson's Furniture, downtown Marshfield. Save at Thorogood and watch your earnings multiply. And be sure to inquire about the up to $2,000 in life insurance you could be eligible for at the Thorogood Credit Union in Marshfield. It's where you belong.
Join your credit union, that's where you belong. That's where you belong.
Back to Kirky Field at Stevens Point. Let's replay the scoring highlights for you. The Dons took a while to get rolling, but they finally did midway through the second period, and it went on an 80-yard, 11-play drive, and scored on this run by Rob Wagner. And off the Wagner up the middle, big hole for Robin. He's over. Touchdown. Robbie Wagner got a big hole up the middle and took it over from 7 yards out, and the Browns lead 6-0. The extra point by Dick Stevens made it 7-0. That was 2:05 to go in the half. That's the way the first half ended. Columbus scored the first 3 times they had the ball in the second half. The Dons took advantage of a Kevin Kennedy interception, went on a 4-play, 26-yard drive, and it was capped by this run by John Radlinger. Hand off to Radlinger, and John is over, according to the Columbus players. Yes, it's a touchdown. Right over Harmon. Right over Kevin Harmon, who just came in. And the Dons lead now 13-0. The extra point by Stevens made it 14-0. The Dons on their next possession drove 64 yards right down the field. John Radlinger scoring on an outstanding 12-yard run. And Stevens adding the extra point to make it 21-0. That coming with 1:37 to go in the third period. And the Dons scored midway through the fourth quarter, 7:33 to go to be exact, as they went on a 51-yard drive after a pass interception by Rick Sloan and took it over on this play. Radlinger off the left side, a big hole, and he's over for a score.
Clear sky at 44 degrees at KSO.
And Brian Morgan took a high snap from center on the attempted kick and kept it and ran into the end zone for the 2-point conversion, and that made the final 29-0. Dell, how about the stats?
Okay, Joe, the stats are just no comparison. I guess the score indicates that the Columbus High School Dons picked up 310 yards all on the ground to 85 for the boys from Pacelli. Pacelli had 28 yards rushing, 57 yards passing. The Columbus High School Dons, as I mentioned, got 310 on the ground. First downs, they had 7 first downs, 3 rushing, 3 by passing, 1 by penalty. The Dons had 15 first downs by rushing, 1 by the penalty, for a total of 16. We only attempted 2 passes in the first half, and neither of them completed. We punted 4 times for 26 yards, just once in the second half. We were penalized twice. That came in the fourth period, I do believe, wasn't that it, Joe? And 20 yards. For the Pacelli attempted 24 passes, completed 8, got 2 interceptions. Both interceptions led for the eventually touchdowns. They punted 6 times for a 37-yard average. They were only penalized twice for 10 yards. Individually, Brian Morgan lost 17 yards in 4 attempts. That came in the first half. Robbie Wagner, 17 carries and 134 yards. John Radlinger had 19 carries for 135 yards. Larry Olson had 6 carries for 27 yards. Rich Nikolai, 1 for 10. Joe Byro, 3 for 14. John Barcelona had 4 for 7. And individually, nothing to report on the passing department. The big ground gainer for the boys from Stevens Point-Pacelli, this Joe Orella carried the ball 11 times for 20 yards, and Jim Rogers only carried the ball 5 times, and he picked up 19 yards. Joe, and I guess that is the story from here.
Okay, we'll have more in just a minute.
Yes, it's hard to believe, but 1981 is almost upon us. Now's the time to order those 1981 calendars and reminder date books from Marshfield Book and Stationery, 4th and Central in downtown Marshfield. They have all of the calendars and date books by famous names like Keith Clark's Success and National Blank Book. Don't wait until the last minute to order your 1981 reminders and calendars. If you do, you might be disappointed when 1981 rolls around and you have no calendars or appointment books to write down that necessary information on. Stop in now while there is still time remaining in 1980 and see the fine selection of 1981 calendars, date reminder books, and much more. Order yours and be ready for the new year when it arrives in just a couple of months from now. The place to go for all of your office and school supplies is Marshfield Book and Stationery in downtown Marshfield. Remember, this year is over half gone, so don't delay. Stop into Marshfield Book and Stationery real soon for all of your 1981 calendars and date books. Open all day Saturday.
Well, it's in the record book, 10 straight for the Columbus Dons. They defeat Stevens Point-Pacelli here tonight, 29-0. The width of playoff bid, one of which will be going to Marshfield-Columbus, of course, with that 10-0 record, will come out tomorrow. We hope to have word on that by about 3 o'clock, and we will have that for you on WDLB first. We'll get the call from Coach Walt Kroll, who will be down on the committee meeting, and we will get the information out as soon as possible as to who Columbus will play, where they will play, when. All the info right here on WDLB tomorrow afternoon. Columbus Dons 10-0 CWCC football champs in 1980. Again, the final score from Stevens Point. Columbus 29, Stevens Point-Pacelli nothing. For Del Connaughty, I'm Joe Orella. Good night, everyone.
Our post-game show was sponsored in part by the Thorogood Credit Union, Marshfield Savings and Loan, and Trading Post Homes. High school football has been a WDLB Sports Department presentation.
There's a car for everyone in America.